Because I have no time to put anybody else's stuff on, so eventually go. I live in my. Even more themselves. Yeah. I'm Carly and I like his skirt.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I love the outfit.
Oh, thank you. Good day for you too.
Yeah, no,
It's freezing, it's just a walk. I didn't realize it was a school.
Here. Yep, good to go.
Okay, it is now 7 p.m. on January 26th, 2026. I call this regular Board of Education meeting to order. Ms. Sully, will you please call the roll?
Jennifer Glidley here. Chris Hamilton,
Here.
Erica Peterson,
I am here.
here,
Jillian Phelps,
here.
John Ruggles,
Here.
Brad Skeptrum,
Here.
and Lisa Worcester.
Here.
All right, please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Sully, do we have any public comments?
We do not.
Okay. On to number 5, any addition of non-action items? Okay, then, number 6A, action items, approval of the 6th to 8th grade ELA pilot.
Great.
So.
Well, we have a presentation on the ELA pilot and the process for the board before the approval, so we'd like to do that now. I'm gonna get it fired up here.
Feel like I just felt sorry for some extra reinforcements to help just talk through our process. So we have a middle school ELA committee where we've been meeting since the start of the school year. And here are our members.
So our committee is made up of our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade teachers, including our special ed teachers who help co-teach. So Anna Vivian, Terry Clay, Lisa Erickson, Carrie Gedville, Maria Graves, Melissa Lawrence, Catherine McNeil, me, Janina Landis, Courtney Ward, and then Aaron Zajac.
Actually, I'm sorry, I'm gonna pause. Can you introduce yourself?
Sorry. I'm Janina Landis. I'm an 8th grade special ed teacher, so I co-teach in ELA.
And I'm the instructional coach at the middle school, servicing 6th to 8th grade. Oh, sorry, Courtney Ward.
I know. So just some background. So in the fall of 2024 to spring of 2025, 6th grade piloted the ARC Core program. And that's currently what they're using. In the last winter, 7th grade piloted Common Lit. And then in the spring of last year, 7th and 8th grade piloted Amplify. And at that time, after that, it was determined that Amplify was not going to meet the needs of our district. So then at the start of this school year, 6th grade continued to implement ARC Core, and then 7th and 8th grade piloted Common Lit. And then Common Lit was evaluated, and the team determined that we wanted to look into other programs and see what else was out there, just because it wasn't really giving us what we wanted.
So then as an ELA team, we decided what are some of our core beliefs that we want to look for as we're looking at different programs. So you can see some of the items, we focused on learning a little bit as a team together, coming up with the same understanding and making sure that these are present in whatever we would choose to pilot or focus.
And there was a lot of conversations around these 5 areas, just to get us all on the same page, to help drive some of the decisions we would be making later on. The other piece of it too, when we had said that Common Lit was not meeting the needs or what the team was looking for, it was really kind of anchored in all 5 of these aspects.
And then, so as a team, we wanted to make sure we identified what our core beliefs were as an ELA department, team. So we sat down and developed our core beliefs, and that has grounded us in our conversations around Common Lit. It has kind of set the foundation for as we looked at different programs to bring into pilot. And everything we do, we will bring back to our core beliefs to see if we're meeting the needs of our students, our teachers, and our district.
And those core beliefs were utilizing the information that we did from the learning. And then also even just kind of some of our personal beliefs aligned with the feedback from the high schools. Really kind of that last bullet of finding a balanced integration of all literacy skills through fiction, nonfiction, and complete novel studies. I think I talked about this maybe briefly before. Not a lot of programs have those novels built in, so we know that that might be an area that we might have to figure out how to piece it into whatever program we move forward with. And so we investigated further into these 3 programs. We wanted to look at that Art Core Fusion as a continuation from what 6th grade was doing. That is our K-5 curriculum as well. And so we wanted to look further into that. We looked into HMH into literature, and then Stavis, my perspectives. These 3 were really the ones that we wanted to look further into. A lot of other districts utilize these programs, so those were 3 that were not really analyzed prior to. So we wanted to dive a little bit more into those. So we received samples from each of those publishers, and we're able to kind of look at those with our core beliefs in mind, and then also some of the learning that we had. So after looking at those, we had a discussion around each of the programs. ARC Fusion, 6th grade has enjoyed implementing ARC. However, what they're kind of seeing is thinking through aligning with the district's initiatives, UDL, and co-teaching. They felt that the other programs offered more resources to be able to help align some of those initiatives. And then we looked a little bit more into Lit and My Perspectives. They're very similar programs. They offer a variety of units that incorporate the strategies and resources for all learners. Student and teacher resources seem to be laid out well. One of the challenges we discussed about with Into Lit is it's very similar to our math program. It's the same company. And their digital component is also the same program, if you've heard of Waggle from your children. And so while consistency can be positive, the team was concerned that it might be more of a challenge to maintain student engagement. So the team is looking to propose to the board to pilot My Perspectives. We were able to get materials all for free. The only cost to the district would be $800 for the training. And we would be able to utilize this for the remainder of the year. We'd start with a unit and then kind of see if it's starting to meet some of our needs. We'll use the same rubric that we had for Common Lit, and then continue to look at if it aligns with our core values. Any questions?
If this goes through and you like the pilot, do you know what the cost would be for full implementation?
I won't share that with you until the end. Plus, a lot of the other piece of it is we don't know what exact materials we would be looking for. So would we want the digital component? Would we not? Do we just want to stick with just the paper? Do you want the grammar book as well? So there's a couple different pieces that we'd have to really kind of sift through what it would be needed to help support our
And does it have the components you're looking for, like the literature, the informational text, and the novels?
Yeah, and that's where we, you guys can piggyback on this, but Into Lit, in My Perspectives, every unit really pulled in nonfiction and fiction within the unit. Whereas ARC just felt much more segregated with fictional than nonfiction.
Yeah, and from what I understand with our 6th grade teachers, they've had to put a lot of extra work on top of what the program already offers to help support our diverse learners and the ones with most needs. And so they're spending hours upon hours doing that. And we found that My Perspectives incorporates all of that with ML learners even, and like different differentiation that it offers. So we just thought that would probably be the best. And some of our teachers are saying, 6th grade teachers even saying, well, we actually like this. And also we wanted to just try it out and see what it had to offer.
A lot of the units really tie into what we're learning in science and social studies, so it's a little bit cross curricular too, from a coaching standpoint, like, there's a wealth of knowledge, and I'm excited to see what it actually looks like when we get in there, but it seems to have an abundance of support. So,
And that was the other piece, when we analyzed the data, especially from IAR, a lot of the social science and science standards are actually integrated into the ELA. And I think it was actually sixth grade had 0 reading informational standards that were assessed. It was all social science and science standards. So both into lit and my perspective really supported those. The team just felt that my perspective was a little bit more laid out better for that usability feature.
You'd heard from the high school that, they're finding kids can't come and like write, put down their original thought. Does this have a writing component to it, or would you be looking at a separate writing program too?
No, it has it all incorporated in a variety of different ways,
And grammar.
Yeah, and grammar.
You guys may have answered this, I missed it. What didn't you like about the first? So we've rejected 2 now, right? What is it we didn't like about them? It was the same thing we didn't like about them?
So with Amplify, it was not very user friendly. We only had the online component, and so I think that was a huge detriment to us, like, I think the topics were like, the students were just not engaged, they were not a fan of it, and then with Common Lit,
I kind of feel like
it's pretty repetitive. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was pretty repetitive throughout everything we did, and, after so much, it kind of, you lose that engagement very fast, so. That was a lot of it, but also it didn't incorporate the novels and things like that, that that brought us back to our core beliefs to see that helped align us, so.
the first one was also just very bare bones. There's not a lot to, so, this one has a lot of other options for supporting different types of learners. So,
Yeah.
different.
I think the other big thing with Common Lit too was the usability.
Mhm.
It was all digital.
Yeah.
And so students were having a hard time with that, trying to continually go back and forth. We've had many conversations around the aspect of digital versus paper. And do we need to go back to almost more paper-based, because students kind of get lost in that digital piece of flipping back and forth. And Common Lit was all digital.
I just want to note that I think it's great that you guys are considering that. I share the same opinion that, especially for ELA, the overabundance of these digital applications are not ideal, at least anecdotally from what I've seen with my kids and kids I know, right? So I'm assuming that in this process, you're looking to evaluate those non-digital things and bring as much of that in as we can.
Yeah. I mean, we even hear it from the kids, there's like, I want the paper, I don't like to read it on my iPad, I need it hard in front of me, so. I think we were able to get a workbook for all the kids and the samples that we have, so, which was great.
And that's the piece we're hearing from the high schools too, is that students don't know how to read a novel, because they're used to it online. Yep.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate the hard work of the team and Carrie leading through the team through that, keeping them focused. It's hard. There's so much in ELA. It's hard to narrow it down, and to get to those beliefs, I think was very valuable to start with. So that we know what we're looking for in the curriculum, because none of them are perfect. Otherwise, there would only be one in Lake County. There isn't. Every school district has a different one almost. There's a bunch that have similar, but there's no prevailing curriculum across the county. No one's found the perfect one yet. But what's the best one that we're looking for what our needs are and what we can work with? It's teach the kids. Teachers are doing a great job.
Okay, well, I move to approve the 6th through 8 ELA pilot.
Is there a second?
I'd second.
Oh,
You go ahead, Jim.
listen crisply.
So second to this. Ms. Sully, please call the roll.
Jennifer Berkeley,
Yes.
Chris Campbell,
Yes.
Erica Peterson,
Yes.
Jillian Phelps.
Yes.
John Ruggles.
Yes.
Brad Skepstrom
Yes.
and Lisa Booster.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for allowing them to work hard now to
That's
integrate.
figure out a new aspect. All right, consent agenda, minutes, paying our bills, couple resignations, And so then we're looking for a new coordinator of business services. Is the big one right now. Right, so.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented. Second.
Ms. Sully, please call the roll.
Chris Hamilton,
Yes,
Erica Peterson,
Yes,
Jillian Phelps.
Yes.
John Ruggles,
Yes.
Fred Sketchum.
Yes.
Lisa Worcester,
Yes.
and Jennifer Glickly.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Cool. A couple FOIA requests. We're there.
They're posted.
All right. Questions on that? Number 8, future agenda items. We have the E-rate bids came in. Is that correct? And so we'll be hearing more about it at the committee of the whole, or we might turn that committee of the whole meeting next month into a special meeting so we can take action on it, so we can move on it quicker. Just so we don't wait till.
We won't have to make it a special meeting, so
Okay.
we'll be able to approve it during the February regular meeting.
Okay.
Thanks. After I talk to you.
Yeah.
Ask for
Friday,
a
we got an extension.
So we are good there.
And so that's, we take some sort of tech project, we spend X amount of dollars, the state will reimburse us Y dollars. And we've done server switches in the past. If you, I don't even know what that is, and so it's something important, so
Access points.
there you go.
I was looking for one, but I don't see it. It's in here somewhere.
All
It's on the other side. Used to be one over here.
right. Okay, we'll have our semi-annual review of closed session minutes. So every 6 months we do that and get our packets next meeting. Financial projections and our MTSS behavioral program. Anything else to add for future agenda? We want to know about. Okay. Dr. Lynn, do you have a report for us?
As you know, we were remote learning on Friday, e-learning, so if you have kids in the district, you know very well the drill. If not, we were remote due to the cold weather, as were all schools in Lake County. So this time it was a nice, easy call ahead of time. And we had a little bit of warning and it actually held out, so it was good. It's not easy to do e-learning, especially in the younger grades, as we hear constantly. But I think it went as well as it could, and our teachers were very prepared, did great lessons. The principals bounced into some of the meetings and just observe and say hi, and they said it was well run. We didn't have a lot of parent feedback, negative at all. So it seemed to be very smooth. And just appreciate the hard work that went into that day. There's a lot of moving pieces to get that ready and to make a go of it, and went relatively well.
Can
I
I just
asked for a little
acknowledge the teachers, like, and how much hard work they put into that day, like, parents have no idea the amount of work that they do ahead of time for that day to happen. And so while it saves us a day in June, they spent hours and hours making sure kids could get online, making sure they knew how to log in, making sure the things went home, like, and then the day is like, oh, turn on your microphone, you know, it's so much. So I just want to acknowledge the effort that the teachers put into making that day a success, and it really is a very good day. Luckily, my children are not at that age anymore, but I see it happen, and it's just amazing.
It was amazing.
You know, along those lines, have we ever talked with the teachers, they would rather have that extra day in June than deal with all that? Have we ever gotten the feedback from them?
Yes,
survey says they think they'd rather do the digital e-learning.
not all.
Oh,
I
not
was
all.
gonna say, I don't know, but
It is not unanimous. It's about 70-30. The last time we actually did a hard survey. But I get feedback all the time. Informal feedback, which is great. I appreciate that. Generally speaking, the younger kindergarten, first grade, it's not pleasant. The 2.5 hours is long. I can't imagine, but
I heard many
the
times.
upper grades, it's the opposite. This is great. Let's just do it now. Learning in June is also a struggle. Get it done and let's go. So I think we have a good plan. It's a well thought out plan as well as any plan can be. And we don't do it very often, so it's hard when you get to that day and all of a sudden you go, oh, shoot. Now I gotta replan and recalibrate, as Jen was saying, everything. That is no small feat, but
I'm sure whatever efficiency loss we have on a day like that doesn't compare to the efficiency loss of a day in June, right? I mean, nobody's wanting to work in June, right? So-
yeah, I don't know what the answer is there. No hard and fast answer, but
Right.
yes, it's. And taking a day off is. Skip too, so I
Yeah.
don't have that. Answer generally speaking, in-person learning, much preferred and much.
For sure.
For sure. So if we had, yeah, anyway. That's where we're at. We did, well, and it's a lot of people. Pulling out rabbits out of their hats for the data maker. So I appreciate it.
Well, from a parent's perspective, it went very smoothly and we appreciate the earlier notice, right? Rather than finding out the morning of. Or whatever.
Yeah, the
That
morning
was
of.
nice to know in plan and we really appreciate how smooth it went.
Yep, we started talking about it Wednesday. Actually, some people probably started talking about it too.
Were there schools that tried to do whole class that day in the area?
No one whole class in that. Not even Wisconsin.
Everyone knows.
Wisconsin was all closed as well. Yep. I did ask for feedback after to see how it went, if anybody had any suggestions for if we have to do this again. It was pretty good. Just suggestions for how to do things differently, not because we don't do it often, so we kind of forget. One of them was to go back to using Zoom instead of Google Meets. Yeah, getting a lot of nods. Yeah, so Google Meets doesn't have some of the operability that Zoom had that we really like and we're really good at using, like breakout rooms and, so you could push kids in with a paraprofessional. Every classroom at the elementary school has 2 teachers in it, right? Am I right? Okay. So I overstepped my, wait, wrong. Everybody's got a partner, so there's 2 teachers in that classroom, so you can break out the kids into a different room to do something different if you want. Or with a paraprofessional, you can take a couple kids in a room, so. That was the only feedback that I got was along those lines. The reason we don't do Zoom is because this is once a year and it's $7,000 for us to get a license, so it's weighing that. So if we have to do this too often, maybe we reconsider, or maybe it's worth it to do that. I don't.
If we had extenuating circumstances, is that something you guys could spin up quickly if we
Yeah.
needed to move
Oh,
to
yeah.
Zoom?
Like a pandemic.
Yeah,
I don't
like
think
a
we want to
pandemic,
keep
for
learning it
example.
off in it.
Yeah, we could,
Same sentence, I don't know.
we could flip the switch in probably in a couple days.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah, because we already have the license, we have a group of licenses, it's just a small that we hold on to.
Gotcha.
For this board meeting, for example,
Right.
because we couldn't do the board meeting with the online and everything else without it, so. We have a few licenses, but. Yeah. The other part of the report was today I went to LC Smart training. If you recall, we are a member of that consortium. It's all the Lake County, not all the Lake County schools. It's most of the Lake County schools who are part of the safety consortium that if there was an emergency to happen at any one of our schools, all the schools would provide support to that school with whatever is needed. It could be transportation, it could be social workers, it could be teachers, it could be administrators. So we had the first time everybody got together today at the new regional office of education, which was really nice, really nice. It was great and we did actually a walkthrough with people there. We were only there for 2 hours and did a walkthrough with all the people there of the reunification process, just so people could see it, which is great. This is a third training I've been to this year that's done something like that. This was a short review, but it's a great thing. Great things are happening across the county to help keep our kids safer. And to think about that reunification process, which is really hard, discouraging to think about, but if something ever were to happen, man, that's very important. With that, and then March 2nd is our Lake County-wide Safety Day at Warren High School. And Chrissy Cacciatore went with me today to the training. And Ben is, I think Ben, Chrissy, Jake, and Suzanne are all going to one. There's 2 more trainings coming up, and they're all picking one of them at least. So we're gonna get everybody trained, so all of our administrative team is at least walked through it and sees it once before we start training on it, flipping over to that model. So it's good, it's just also not good. Hard to think about.
Thank you. Ms. Kratz.
So just a little bit of hiring needs in addition to business services coordinator. We're looking for a couple bus drivers, so if you know anyone, let them know we're looking. That is it.
Thank you. Board reports. Just look at your calendars for, I want to say it's tax day, April 15th, the Lake Division meeting for IASB. If you haven't registered, tell Veronica you'd like to go. It'll be on, the speaker is on AI in schools. So should be a good time. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn to closed session for the purpose of? I
Oh,
don't have my
wait,
sheet.
Rachel, do you have a sheet?
I have a
I'm sorry.
I should have
Usually-
just, I always talk about recording it one of these days. I don't know.
It's the short ones.
There you go.
Thank you.
Just negotiating matters.
All right, for the purpose of collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees. 5 ILCS 120/2C2. Is there
So moved.
a second?
Second.
All right, Ms. Sully, will you please call the roll?
Jennifer Glickly.
Yes.
Chris Hamilton,
Yes.
Erica Peterson,
Yes.
Lillian Phelps.
Yes.
John Ruggles,
Yes.
Brad Scepstrom.
Yes.
And Lisa Worcester.
Yes.
All right, we will now be adjourned for closed session. We will not take action after we return. Thank you for joining us.
All right, I think this is, yes, I think this is where I have to sign off. I'm really sorry I am not there, but thank you for allowing me to participate this far.
Absolutely. Thank you for
Glad
joining
you
us.
could.
Take care.
All right, you guys all have a good night. Stay well.
Thanks.